Hey guys, welcome back to Ash's Story Blog. I thought I would do another story this week. I thought we would follow up with Mr. Fookwire and see how he's doing with his squirrel friends. And then I was also going to give you some updates on some upcoming stories we're going to go over. So the story that we're going to read tonight is Those Darn Squirrels and the Cat Next Door. This again is by Adam Rubin and Danielle Salmieri. I love these guys. They are great authors, illustrators. So that was the book we're reading today. Next time we're going to be reading Nobody Hugs a Cactus by Carter Goodrich. This is a really good book. It's a shorter book. We may do one more story today. It just depends on how quickly we get through this book. But we shall see. But Mr. Fookwire is quite the crazy man, so I thought he would be a good lighthearted one to talk about again tonight. But we're going to meet Muffins, the cat. Like I said, still missing Mr. Black. Not the same without having my cat in our house, so hopefully down the road we might get another cat. Old Man Fookwire lived on the edge of the forest, just outside of town. He was a terrible grump, and in the winter time, he was just even grumpier. Whenever it snowed, he would shut his eyes really tight and think of summer. He missed the sunshine, suntan lotion, weenie roast, but most of all, he missed the birds when it got cold. Look at it snowing outside. See, there's his paintings of the birds. Today was the first sunny day we've had in so long. My yard has been like a mud pit, and it's the first time it's been dry. During the long, lonely winter months, the only critters left in the backyard were the squirrels. You see the squirrels? Bunch of squirrel tails. Now, not many people know, but squirrels are champions of the forest. They are craftier than beavers, smarter than foxes, swifter than rabbits, and they are full of so much mischief. When it got too cold outside, the squirrels would drop in through the mail slot in Mr. Fookwire's house and warm themselves by the fire and help finish the old man's crossword puzzles. When Mr. Fookwire woke up, he'd chase them out with a broom and shake his fist and yell, "Those darn squirrels!" See, there's his fire. Okay. He kind of made amends with them in our last book, but he kind of has like a love-hate relationship with these guys. Old Man Fookwire thought spring would never come, but eventually the forest bloomed and the birds returned from their winter vacation. Whirly birds chomped on tumbleberries, bongo birds snacked on honey snaps, and the flugelbird ate farfel seeds until he got full and had to lie down. Mr. Fookwire danced through the yard with delight. He set up his easel and his brushes, and then he painted the birds till he got blisters on his fingers. Tired and happy, he went inside. But then suddenly, kaboom! Old Man Fookwire spilled cottage cheese all over his suspenders. Kablam! The flugelbird fell out of his nest. Kablooey! The squirrels had to restart their annual chess tournament. The noise was coming from the house across the stream. It was the sound of a small woman unloading enormous crates and moving in next door. Fookwire's new neighbor was little old lady Hugh, the town baker. The only thing sweeter than the pies he baked was the little old lady herself. Everyone in town loved her. but no one could stand her cat Muffins. He was a real jerk. She looks like a nice lady, but look at this guy. Hugh didn't see things that way. She thought Muffins was just a cuddly honey bunny, but after the infamous poodle incident, she decided to move to the forest so that her cat could make some new friends. This lady in her purse. Oh my goodness. After unpacking her crates, little old lady Hugh baked a tumbleberry pie. Then she and Muffins went to say hello to their new neighbor. Fookwire despised conversation, so he hid behind the drapes. The squirrels were scared of the cat, and so they hid inside the drain pipes. The birds weren't sure why everybody was hiding, so they themselves stuffed themselves down the chimney just to be safe. Do you see the squirrels in the drain pipe? Eventually, Hugh got tired of waiting for Mr. Fookwire to answer the door, so she walked around front, pushed the pie through the mail slot, and went home. Normally, Old Man Fookwire hated pie, but this smelled just so delicious. He took a deep whiff and closed his eyes, and when he opened them, the squirrels were licking the plate clean. "Those darn squirrels!" shouted Mr. Fookwire. And before he knew it, they were eating the whole pie. Oh my goodness. Full and happy, the squirrels stumbled from the house where Muffins ambushed them. That dastardly cat grabbed one squirrel and gave him a wet willy. He snatched another and gave her a noogie. Then he tied two squirrels' tails together. Oh my goodness. Luckily, the little old lady Hugh returned before Muffins could do more. She scooped him up and scratched him under the chin. "Come now, Snookums," she cooed. "It's time for your dinner. You can play with your friends another day." It's like a scary, scary cat. The next morning, Muffins burst into the yard, terrifying the birds and interrupting Old Man Fookwire's painting. Then the sneaky cat pounced on an unsuspecting group of squirrels and gave them all wedgies. Not an easy thing to do because generally squirrels do not wear underwear. The squirrels were furious. The birds flew up at the treetops and refused to come down, and Old Man Fookwire was so upset that he wrote a letter to the mayor to complain about the new neighbors. I think I hear our guest. Our guest is at the steps. We're almost done, so he will come up here shortly. That night, the squirrels held a meeting to figure out what to do about the cat next door. They ate cheese puffs and drank ginger ale to help them think. Finally, they had a perfect plan. My guest doesn't like to be left in the waiting, so let me go see if I can see him, and then we'll take him back down. Hold on one second. Let me go grab him. You say hi, Otis? Say hi, Otis. Hey, everybody. Do you like Mr. Old Man Fookwire? You like Mr. Old Man Fookwire? All right. Our guest is going to go back to his little area. Alright, thank you guys for waiting. Alright, I guess he had to go back with his friend Peach. So, when Muffins came the next day, the birds were feeding peacefully beneath the trees. A wicked smile came over the cat's fluffy face. He wriggled his haunches and launched himself through the air. The frightened birds swooped into the sky, yanking the strings that the squirrels had tied to their tail feathers, and a gallon of freezing cold water went all over Muffins. He was determined to get those birds and squirrels, but look. Old Man Fookwire ran outside when he heard the terrible noise. "Great googly moogly," he exclaimed. "The pathetic wretch is no bigger than a squirrel." It was true. Underneath his fluffy fuzz, Muffins was nothing but a skinny malink. He lowered his head in embarrassment and slothed his way home as fast as he could. The squirrels' plan had worked perfectly. They gave each other high fives. The Baba birds snickered, the Yabba birds chuckled, and the Flugel bird enjoyed a hearty guffaw. Fookwire snapped his suspenders with delight. "Those darn squirrels," he said fondly. Old Man Fookwire never warmed up to his new neighbors. He was a grump after all. But little Lady Hugh became quite good chums with the birds and squirrels. Each Saturday when the bakery closed, she brought all unsold cakes and pies and cookies home. She set them on a picnic table and made a feast for everybody. Everyone, that is, except the cat next door who refused to leave the house ever again. I love that book. Like I said, we are going to be doing Nobody Hugs a Cactus. And then we've got one more book with Mr. Fookwire. It's When the Squirrels Fly South. And then we've got also this other special book coming up. It's called Secret Pizza Party. So this is something to look forward to. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you soon.